I just got a press release from XSEED this morning, which reads as follows. XSEED Games unveils a marvelous lineup of PC and console titles. Now these titles include Gun-Toting Witches, Holy Grail Warriors, New Adventures with the Shinobi of Senran Kagura headline, a year of action. Okay, that's where we're supposed to be right now. Granted, I'm not crapping all the other games, but you know what I'm interested in. So apparently they're bringing Bullet Witch over to PC on April 25th, 2018, a cult favorite action adventure. Apparently, this is news to me. I remember back then when the game came out and like XPlay did a review on it, and apparently it sucked. And at least it didn't really look all that good to me, but I guess it can get a second win by coming out on PC. That game of all games is going to be making a return, apparently. We also have Fate Extella Link that is also going to be coming out on PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 4 this winter, and I'm pretty excited about it. I got a review code for Fate Extella The Umbral Star, which is the predecessor to this game. Link is going to be a sequel to that, and I had fun with it, and I even streamed it a couple of times, and so yeah, I think it might be a good thing to kind of get in there, check it out, see if I can get a review code for that one as well, maybe do a review of it. I'm excited. But now here we go to the juicy stuff. Let's take this from the top. Meanwhile, the fan-favorite Busty Brawler series, Senran Kagura, in all caps, as everybody should, will be returning to where it all began, here we go, and further exploring new ways to interact with some of its most popular characters as the series continues to expand into new games. Into new genres, I mean. More than a re-release, Senran Kagura Burst Renewal, fuck yeah, is an HD remake of the already enhanced first title in the series, Senran Kagura Burst, which was released for 3DS. Come on, let me know, come on, give me the juicy details. Yeah, I know you're giving me all this history about, oh, it came out on 3DS, okay, yes, we know. Slated to launch on PS4 system and Windows PC. Alright, so this is something that not even the Japanese know about. This is like brand new. It's getting a simultaneous PS4 and PC release. Well, actually, no. It didn't say simultaneous. It just said that it's coming out on both platforms. Whether they come out at the same time is still to be seen. Pretty much every single Senran Kagura game that has come out so far since Shinobi Versus has had a release on a PlayStation console first, and then it came out on PC. And the gap between those two releases seem to be very different depending on what game we're talking about. With Shinobi Versus is almost like years. But then you have other games like PBS where pretty much around, what, like half a year, maybe a few months, the game comes out on PC after it comes out on consoles. So yeah, here it's almost like they're implying that they're both gonna come out at the same time. Senran Kagura Burst Renewal will bring a full 3D experience and fresh new mechanics to fans of the action-focused series this fall. Okay, so very late into the year we're gonna be getting this game. Which is actually a lot earlier than I was predicting. I can't really remember what I said in the previous videos that I've made about Senran Kagura Burst Renewal, but it barely came out very early on this year. In Japan, I think it came out back in February, and so I was saying that if we're ever going to get the game in English, it is very likely that it'll come out probably 1 year after, like probably February of 2019. So I am pretty happy that we're actually getting the English version this year, which is the same year that it came out in Japan. Usually we gotta wait a lot longer for it. It's cool, I like it. Now, here's something that really caught my attention here. I'm seeing Senran Kagura Reflections, and I have no idea what that is. I got excited. I saw this name, and I'm like, is that a new game? But let's read. I don't want to jump the gun. Complementing this release and rounding up the lineup is the latest entry in the series, Senran Kagura Reflections. Released as Shinobi Refle Senran Kagura. Let's go! We're getting Shinobi Refle in English. That's great. Okay, so this is a rename. So for the English version, that's what it's going to be called. Okay, now it makes a lot more sense to me now. So Refle, Reflections. Okay, yeah, so it's kind of like the other spin-off, Senran Kagura Bon Appetit, where in Japan it was called Dekamori Senran Kagura, and so it's not that easy to understand from a Westerner's point of view, so they just changed the name just so that it's easier to get across. So Shinobi Refle is going to be changed to Senran Kagura Reflections, but I'm assuming it's going to be exactly the same game, charging you all the DLC and everything. Released as Shinobi Refle Senran Kagura in Japan in 2017 and slated to make its Western debut on the Nintendo Switch in summer 2018. Alright, so we're back on our PBS bullshit right now. This summer. Summer 2018, it's happening. Okay, good. So this can hold us over for Burst Renewal when it comes out in the fall. Feel the heartbeat of the Shinobi heroine Asuka via the unique properties of the Joy-Con controllers and embark on an emotional roller coaster with this hands-on narrative featuring branching story paths and a brand new genre to the Senran Kagura Odorv? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah, it is very curious how they only point out Asuka. So yeah, you know, exactly what I was assuming. The game is only going to be like, I assume like $9.99, $10, just for the base game with Asuka on it. And then they're going to be rolling out all the other characters and all the clothing DLC and all that separately. I do hope that with Burst Renewal, they do roll out the DLC for Gessen and Heavy Joe for free for a limited time, just like how they did in Japan. If they roll that out immediately charging you, then I feel like that might be a little bit unfair. You know, why is it that in Japan, you know, they get it for free for a couple of weeks and here they don't? So I really am hoping that we do get it for free, at least for a couple of days, so that I can go out there and just claim the download. And yeah, I am excited. So yeah, awesome. Exactly what we were expecting, and we knew that this was coming. At least for Burst Renewal, we were definitely expecting this. Of course, I don't want to ignore all of the other things. Bullet Wish, I'm like, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait for that to come out and see how it looks, because I remember, like, nobody saying anything nice about this game back in the day when it came out on Xbox. Now, when it comes to Fate Extella, I have a lot more confidence, because I have been a fan of Fate ever since I saw that Prisma Ilia anime, and of course, I did have to write a review for Fate Extella, the Umbral Star, and now we're going to be getting a sequel, and I am interested. It even tells you right there to request a review code, so, yeah, I'm definitely going to be asking for a review code for that one. I will try my best to get a copy of this so that I can make a nice, good old review for you guys. Now, of course, if I can get a review code for a certain other game, then, yeah, we're talking. Now we're talking. Now, with Fate Extella, I feel like I should be able to get a code because I have reviewed the previous game through a review code that XSEED gave me, but even more so with Senran Kagura. Like, my whole channel has been nothing but Senran Kagura as of late, so I think the code would be in good hands if it actually lands over on this side. And we've been looking forward to Burst Renewal for so long. I have deliberately gone out of my way to, like, not look at anything from the Japanese version just so that I can stay, you know, as fresh as I can for this new release. Now, granted, it is just Burst, Senran Kagura Burst, but, with, you know, with 3D, much better graphics, right? I was gonna say 3D graphics, but, like, Burst was in 3D too, but now it's better 3D, and better graphics, and better frame rate, and better combat. So, yeah, I really do want to experience that for myself when it comes out. Yeah, so already here they're saying additional DLC episodes to come. They will reveal new story episodes for Yumi and Miyabi, detailing their histories prior to meeting Asuka and Homura. Honey Parade games and slated for, okay, publishing on PS4 system and Windows PC. Senran Kagura Burst Renewal will release this fall. Again, no set release date, just this fall. Both digitally and physically in PS4 system. Judging by how they always do their special releases, like their special edition, like the Endless Summer edition of Estival Versus, and then the special PBS box that they made, chances are that they are going to have the only physical release just be like that, like collector's edition, because we all know that not a lot of people buy physical copies anymore, especially for super niche games like these. It is often better to include it with a whole bunch of other goodies like an art book or the soundtrack and stuff like that. So if I don't get a review code for Burst Renewal, which, considering the size of my channel, it is very likely that I won't, I will probably go out of my way to buy the physical release anyway, just so that we can unbox it and take a look at all of the goodies that are in it, and, you know, just make a video on that, as we usually do. I've already done that for Estival Versus, I've already done that for PBS. I never did that for Deep Crimson, I think. Did I? Well, yeah, if I didn't, I probably should, just for history's sake. But, yeah, I'm assuming that very similar things that happen in Japan are going to translate over here, too. And they keep mentioning both PS4 and PC at the same time, which to me says that, you know, both of them are going to come out at the same time. But considering the previous pattern of always PS4 coming out first and then PC, then my assumption is that they're not going to come out at the same time, but maybe the gap will become, you know, very, very close, and not really, we're not gonna have to wait like a year for the PC version to come out. I like how they say this title has not been rated by the ESRB, as if nobody knows already that it is so obviously gonna be rated M for mature. So now here we go, Senran Kagura Reflections, brand new logo. I still like the name Shinobi Refle, but I feel like this is a good translation onto the Western territory. After brutal melees, cooking contests, and shockingly serious water gun fights, yeah, the Senran Kagura series is ready to take on the world of interactive storytelling. So yeah, it's very dating sim, very visual novel kind of thing. Join Asuka, again, they're specifying Asuka in this one game, but they do mention later on additional DLC characters. fan favorites Yumi, Murasaki, and Riona will be released after launch. They don't mention anyone else. I feel like this would have been a good time to reveal another character coming in, because I do feel like they still have it in them to add at least one more character, maybe Yomi, but yeah, it is a little weird. I feel like this would have been like the chance for them to be like, oh, you know, and here's another one. Or maybe have like a complete edition instead of just charging $10 for the base game with Asuka on it. It would have been cool to charge maybe like 30 or even 40 bucks, because every single DLC character costs $10 each. So you have, yeah, Yumi, Murasaki, Riona, Asuka, right? So what, that'd be 40 bucks? It'd be good to, you know, just charge maybe 30, 35 bucks for the entire complete package, instead of having us to go through all of these hoops with the DLC again, especially if you're like me, where I've already, you know, gotten a lot of DLC from the Japanese version, and so that doesn't matter anymore. It would have been good for them to give us an option that just comes with everything, rather than just having to put 10 bucks on this, 10 bucks on that, 10 bucks on this other thing. But yeah, either way, I'm excited, especially because in a lot of my live streams, I've spent a lot of my time just trying to figure out what the Japanese dialogue means, and I catch on to a couple of things, but the biggest thing that is exciting about this is not the actual gameplay. We've been through that. Now it's all about the dialogue and the story, and seeing everything translated into English and actually get to read what's going on. So yes, you bet your ass we're going to be streaming all of these stories again in English. But yeah, very slowly but firmly, every single announcement that Kenichiro Takaki made on that big presentation last year, they're very slowly becoming true over here on the Western grounds. Obviously in Japan you get everything a lot earlier, and yeah, we've been getting a lot of stuff when it comes to SK. We got Burst Renewal, we got the phone game, we got Shinobi Refle, and there's still three more things that we still don't have. We still haven't heard anything about Season 2 of the anime, we still haven't heard anything about the pinball game, and we still haven't heard anything, even less, about Senran Kagura 7, which is essentially the grand finale that all of these games are leading up to. Now granted, the last time we saw anything Senran Kagura 7 related, Takaki was talking about how it's still in the idea phases, and how they're barely just kind of coming up with stuff to do with it, so chances are neither the anime nor the game might come out this year. My prediction is that most of that stuff is going to be delayed to 2019, at least the anime and SK7. I still get some tingling feeling that the pinball game might come out late this year in Japan, and then maybe like summer 2019 we'll get the pinball game here in the West. And that doesn't even include the fact that Newal, the phone game, still has not come out in the West. So who knows if that's ever gonna come out over here. I would be delighted. I would play the hell out of it and stream it a lot more, because we can actually understand the story now. So yeah, that would definitely be a lot for me to cover, and I'd be more than happy to. When it comes to phone games, I'm not really all that aware about the App Store and the space and what's allowed and what isn't, and how easy it is to bring Japanese stuff to the West, but you definitely have my support if they ever decide to bring Newal over here to the West. I already play a ton of it just on the Japanese version alone, you know, doing fights and accumulating crystals and doing the gacha and all that stuff. So yeah, I feel like out of all of the main titles that are already out, I feel like Newal is just the one thing that's left. Everything else, pinball game, SK7, Season 2 of the anime, are complete mysteries, both here and in Japan. So yeah, XSEED is really pulling out all the stops here. They even got Fate Extella on top of that. So yeah, we got Burst Renewal during the fall, and then we have Shinobi Refle in the summer. I'm so used to calling it Shinobi Refle, I'm gonna have a really tough time getting out of that habit and just calling it Reflections. There's still Refle in the title, so I guess I can call it Senran Kagura Refle or something like that. But yeah, awesome, cool. Literally, like the link to the review code request is there, so I'm gonna be sending out some emails right now, and I'm gonna be, you know, doing my magic, working my business, so that you know, it's just start flexing those business muscles, so that maybe I could get a review code and cover both games, because I know that you guys love the Senran Kagura content. I know that XSEED follows me. I know that one of the localizers follows me on Twitter too. So, you know, I feel like maybe that might be an indication that, you know, a review code might be in good hands here. I will try and give it the most fair review possible, because I see a lot of people that do a lot of bullshit reviews where it's like, oh, if you like titties, blah, 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 you know. We've been through that song and dance many times, and it always pisses me off. So I at the very least want to be one of the few people that actually treats this series fairly, rather than just, you know, exaggerating the boo parts and then not giving a lot of attention to other things that matter, like the gameplay and the story and the art and the music and the graphics and, you know, how the game and its feel translates throughout different consoles, because you got PS4, you got PC, and you got Nintendo Switch now. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about here, and it's only a matter of waiting, sending that request form, and hoping that I get it. And, of course, I'll probably be under embargo when if I ever do get these review codes. So unfortunately, I won't be able to talk about anything that isn't publicly out there. So if I don't get a review code, it might actually be an advantage, because, you know, whatever bits and pieces of information I can get, then I can just talk about it instead of being like, oh, I'm under embargo, I gotta review it, so I gotta wait for this day. So yeah, you know, either way, we're talking about this shit in one way or the other. So if I do get a review code, then expect full-on reviews for both of these games. And if I don't, then you can just expect my usual hype videos and discussions and commentaries anyway, you know? I'm not going to be butthurt or anything. I'm a very small channel, so I'm fully expecting to not get a code. But if I do, then you can bet that, you know, you'll get a very fleshed out, thorough review of these two games. It won't just be fanboy mode. I will, like, legit go into critic mode and, you know, try and review these games fairly instead of being like, oh, it's all titties and no substance, and that's totally not true. But okay, that about does it for me. I did this pretty early in the morning. I actually have to leave right now. There's a class that I gotta go to. I'm in college, if you guys don't know. But, like, so if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, and of course you can subscribe. Hit that bell icon. YouTube is broken right now, so if you want to get notifications, be sure to hit that bell icon. Any social media stuff is down in the description. If you have any opinions, if you're excited, or anything at all, you can go hit me up in the comments, and I'll be sure to read them. This has been Good Game, Have Fun. I'm the hat person. I don't have my hat right now, but usually I got a hat. And I'll see you guys next time for some more Senran Kagura talk. See you later.